Well, excellent. So, I mean, we got pretty decent war support, all things considered. Finland has fallen to the national populace. Usually means that they're going to be easy pickings for the Russians. In demonstration at King's Speech. Campaign stop made by Mackenzie King in Toronto was marked today when it was met by a large demonstration organized by the Orange Order of Canada. The Order, which celebrates Canadian ties with the British Empire and has been campaigning strenuously for the greater action against the Union of Britain, has declared the liberal no-conscription position as an outrage that threatens the very survival of the Empire. The racist chanting and shouting prevented King from continuing his speech. An altercation between liberal supporters and the Orange Order almost ended up in a riot, where the police were finally called in to intervene. Okay, so you do want to support the Conservatives, because that is what Switch Chat has decided. Yeah, you got Construction 1. I mean, we might as well go for the 1944 tech early. Or not 1944, 1937. Very different years. And the International Avant-Garde, not really a top priority for us, I would say. How many factories do we have right now? We have 10? We have 10? We have no political power. Okay, fair enough. If we've got no political power, we might as well import the steel we need. I'm even going to import the rubber. I'm going to even import the tungsten as well. I know the trade with the United States is not going to last very long. Okay, march against conscription. Prospect national conscription is taking place in both Montreal and Quebec City. Smaller marches taking place in Ottawa and Vancouver. Okay, so Market Liberal gets a little bit more popular. We'll lose a little bit of stability. It's like last... Yeah, Russia has been saying Republic. I mean, they're led by Romanov. They could still become the Empire. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Okay, Huguenots fall in the Civil War. Yeah, it's weird how, like, patches just change the likeliness of certain governments, I feel. Like, I think, like, the previous patch, almost every single campaign, the Russian state formed. Now this time, the Russian Republic stays a lot more often. Real back and forth. Okay, the IEDC. The Imperial Economic Development Council has been formed in order to foster great economic control over the Entente. And by control, I mean cooperation. Okay, so let's consider good. We get the IEDC. We lose 50 political power immediately. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we will create the RCMP special branch. Following that up, I do want to go for the federal relief camps. I want to get, and I want the Great Depression to be not as terrible. You're a, yeah, you're actually gonna cut the penalties in half, which is pretty good. After this, probably go for, yeah, Peer Conference and the fate of the Senate, and then get Bill C7. Of course, we are going to go for conscription, because we are going to go for the Conservatives and try to push heavily against the Union of Britain. Not too sure yet. I mean, it would be nice if Ireland were to join the Entente, but I feel like that's been happening very rarely. Okay, on-chain left camp here are going to be fighting each other. And Nicaragua wants to increase ties. Yeah, why not? Nicaragua, me and you, buddy. You know, China's declared independence. That shouldn't really affect us, I believe. Go for construction 2. I mean, again, it weakens Germany, which is bad. And actually, it does support the Syndicalists in a slight way. But luckily, Indochina can't join the Internationale, so it's not that bad. Okay. Duplessis wins the Quebec election, coming off a campaign based on Quebec dissatisfaction with the economic downturn and a threat of national conscription. Maurice Delplis and the Union Nationale has won a majority government in Quebec provincial elections. Duplessis was sworn to fight any plan to enact conscription, and there are even threats of calling for a referendum on the future of Quebec and the Confederation should that happen. Very cool. Ireland somehow not being able to work with the British Empire. Very strange. Okay. Bennett has assaulted a reporter. At a campaign stop in Hamilton, R.B. Bennett has aggressively questioned by French-Canadian reporters over the conscription plans for the conservative plans for conscription. Outright plan the Conservatives intended to send French Canadians into the front lines in order to eliminate their threat to Anglophone domination. Not surprisingly, tempestuous Bennett's response was to attack the man, causing a near riot that dominated the paper for days. Of course, he's willing to fight. It's a good thing. He's willing to fight. He's a man of action. Of course, we will go for the 37 industry tech here as well. Love to see it. So what do we want with the United States? I do not think we want the four-way civil war. We want... I mean, if we could get the... I mean, we do have national unity, which is good. Because I think we want Floyd Olson to win, negotiate with Reed, and then just only fight the American Union States. That's the best opportunity for the United States to join the Entente. But, you know, again, we'll have to wait and see. Rise of the Nationalist. Main competition for liberals among the those opposed to conscription appears to be the Nationalist Party of Canada, led by Henry Herbert. The Nationalist Party platform began as a Republican and anti-monarchist, but has evolved into the stance that would see Canada pulled out of the Entente entirely. Well, the National Populace don't really have any say here. We will put money straight into the French Republic first. Where'd it go? Wait, I had to invite everybody. Right. I forgot we'd actually invite people into the IEDC. Okay, they've agreed to join. We now have 100 points. We're going to immediately invest it into our country first. Give me a military factory. Watch Elon get assassinated again. Well, if that happens, we just need to quickly, as fast as possible, intervene into the American Civil War. We can't let the CSA get a strong foothold for obvious reasons. Having a socialist America on our border would be bad. Also, the game's paused. There we go. Beginning of India, we would like you to join here as well. Thank you, West Indies. Invite India. After this, I think we'll invest in India next. Yeah, go invite, yeah, put money into India first. Okay, Edmund Albany dies. We're gonna lose more political power off that. We're at -50. We love to see it. And King Edward's party lifestyle. Assuming his father's throne, King Edward had been lining up Canadian social scenes, throwing parties at the royal estate and mingling with socialites on a regular basis. Indeed, the new king appears to be enjoying his new status so much that has led to a growing commentary in Canadian newspapers that Edward doesn't seem to be taking his role with the gravity that some would expect from the British exile. I saw him laughing, carrying on with the lords and ladies, one witness said. You think that he didn't have a care in the world, that he may as well be back in London. Monarch has been quick to defend the king, saying that his social appearances are quite normal. Be welcomed after George V's long period of reclusiveness, followed by a royal exile from the home isles. So he's a little bit less popular now. What's his popularity at? I mean, it's low. People don't like him very much, but I don't think this really matters too much. And we will deploy troops into southern Ontario, resealing factories. Give me one more military. And we will get... Of course, we want a... I should have chosen T.E. Lawrence, but we'll send you to London for now. You have fun. We have 18 in blue armies. We'll want to assign a few more troops down there. How are supplies looking? Not... I mean, I kind of wish we had a supply depot down here. We cannot, for obvious reasons, build a port. Because Lake Ontario and Lake... I think you were Lake Huron. Yeah, we can't build a port here. So I guess we will build a supply hub for right now. I'm going to throw that to the top of the list. It'll be done in April. That's actually not so bad. Do we have any trucks? We do. Dude, maybe we don't actually need that. Okay, there we go. So you know what? This supply hub, just cancel it. We don't actually need it. We'll just catch Detroit afterwards if we have to. Okay. And with the Twitch election, the Conservatives have narrowly won the election there. Now we have no trade relations with the United States. I don't know why. Apparently they don't like us anymore. Yeah, they congratulated Bennett. The king has taken the airways to voice his support for the winners of the recent election, urging all Canadians to accept the democratic process and announce his full support for R.B. Bennett and the Conservatives. Thank you for the stability boost. I guess we will trade then with Germany. If the U.S. doesn't want my trade, then we'll go with Germany. I think you already played as Canada. We have played as Canada, but that was That was just about 2 years ago now. The Imperial Conference of 36. Improve the Dominions? Absolutely not. Canada is more important than all the Dominions. And then we'll do Fate of the Senate. The day the Imperial Conference begins, the leaders represented the remnants of British... Okay, I think this is the, it's basically similar to the international event. It's just going to be people saying what they want. We'll increase funding to West Indies Federation. Because, I mean, the thing is that... How many countries have we not played as before? It's very, very few. Ireland joined the Reichspakt. I mean, that's okay, honestly. I would have, of course, I would have preferred that they join the Entente, but joining with Germany at least means that they're not going to be joining up with the Internationale. Lloyd Olsen's been elected. Okay. That's a good first step. Now, Floyd, you just need to not get cooed, okay? Anything else is okay. Also, we do have the Civil War in Spain. We are going to send some air volunteers. We can send up to 55 planes. But of course, as we learned in the British campaign, it's not actually 55 planes. Is this all of the planes we have? No, we have more fighters. We can actually send an infinite amount. We're just going to split. Split. Then we're going to take one of you, one of you, and one of you. All fly to this airport. And then after that, if we combine... Okay, it's not working again. I think when you're sending multiple different types of planes, it kind of breaks a little bit. If I send you over, and then I combine all of you... Okay, there we go. So then we can split you guys in half. Send one of you here. Okay, well, it worked. We're at least sending 100, like over 200 planes. So that's okay. We won't send you guys then instead. And then Olsen gets queued? I hope he doesn't. I want Olsen to stay on our good side. You know, just give me more military factories. I mean, there's got to be a better way to, Oh, wait, no, you guys are still on your way. There we go. So now, as you can see, we are now at 214 out of 56 planes. This does not actually cause any penalties for you. All these planes are still going to fly over here just fine. But I do want you to fly over here, though. We have 207. Okay, they've actually put a lot of planes here. So you know what? Let's just hang back in Western Iberia for right now. So the fate of the Senate. Then they routed the exiled to Canada. King George V appointed many of their numbers to the Canadian Senate, mainly as rewards for their valiant service in defense of the Empire. Since King Edward's ascension, the appointments of the exiles have continued to the point where the Senate is often referred to as the Canadian House of Lords. Many members of the government are saying that it's time has come to insist on Senate reform, passing a law requiring Senate appointments to be confirmed by the House of the Commons. So what shall we do? Political power. Influence of British exiles will increase. Or we do about a 40-60. Give me that political power, baby. Follow that up with... We cannot do you. Because we need to invest in natural resources. Give me infantry equipment, then. And then we have more factories here. What do I want from you? I guess we could go maybe some infrastructure. Let me see if there's any resources we'd want. And get one oil out of you. Do we not have any, like, natural... I guess we have some resources up here. So I guess we'll spend our infrastructure. Try to get these things to go a little bit better. We will draft Bill C7 now. And the debate has begun on Bill C7. The Conservative Party holding slim power, passing the bill might prove challenging. And with defeating the bill comes a fallen government. Passing the bill is extremely important. Okay, Floyd Olson, you got just a few months, okay? I want you to assassinate... If you assassinate Reed, that would also be okay. Okay, national conscription. I mean, we could... You know what? We'll go limited conscription to begin with. But we could go full conscription in the future if we have to. And the British exiles have a ton of influence in the country right now. I'm sure that's going to have no ill effects on the future. You have 156 enemy bombers. But I mean, it's not like their bombers can, like, shoot down my aircraft, right? At least I don't believe so. Also, the Kingdom of Spain is immediately crushing these guys. Okay, the exiles at work. Of course, give me a military factory. I think we should almost immediately maybe switch to actually aiding the Kingdom of Spain against the Carlist. Because I don't think the Carlists are going to be surviving for too long. What's the next mod you want 100% every country? I honestly don't know, like, what other mods we would spend as much time in as we spent in Kaiserreich, to be honest. I'm even trying to think, like the thing with the New Order is just too long. Kaiser Redux. I'll be honest, I don't like Kaiser Redux as much as I like just a base Kaiserreich game. It also runs way worse. Can you give me some arms factory in Ottawa? There we go. 25 political power. I'll take it. Quebec City. The Iron Curtain. I mean, yeah. We should play the Cold War mod again. It's been a while. We should play the Cold War mod. Maybe that'll be our next campaign after this. Maybe it's for tomorrow's stream. We can do some more Iron Curtain. Okay, Bill C7, domestic security. It has always been avoid the bitter class war that engulfed Britain after the Great War, but conflict in the Canadian British exiles is growing. A syndicalist sentiment among Canadian labor unions. Both the Conservatives and Liberals have suggested the RCMP be granted sweeping powers to crack down on dissidents. What do we want? Political power. You know what? Let's go for. You know, I think we chose no secret police. Equestrian War is also a good mod. We should play Equestrian War again. The thing is that I think a lot of people are against Equestrian War due to the setting. Let's just put it that way. Which, I mean, I can completely understand why people might be against it. But it's a good mod. I think people underestimate it. Wait, Cannon, what a... Jack Reed is... Floyd Olson, you son of a bitch, you did it. Jack Reed's been assassinated. Which means that you're going to get some terrible penalties. And you immediately actually start off with strikes and the social resistance. Yeah, we're immediately going to this two-way civil war. And I'm happy with that. I prefer a two-way civil war. It makes life easier for us. We can't do you yet. We need to immediately back the American government. Yeah, I mean, no matter who wins, we're not going to have to deal with the syndicalist. Hello, Spock. Okay, Bill C7 has passed. So we got limited conscription. We got an economic, compromise economic plan. I mean, it's actually 10% factory output is really good. We do have a terrible, yeah, the French tensions are pretty bad, but that's okay. Won't the USA join the Entente, though? They should join the Entente. If we back them and they end up winning the war. Just give me a flat 5% division attack. Okay, the situation in America. The government is becoming alarmed by the rapid developing crisis in the United States. The assassination of Jack Reed has meant the Socialist Party of America was unable to gather the will to rise up. A fact for which the Canadian government is extremely grateful. It still seems unthinkable that the American government would go to such lengths and make many wonder if Huey Long's accusations of corruption and tyranny are true. Even if they are, should we involve ourselves? The violence is already terrible, to the point that numerous state governors of the American Northwest or Northeast, lacking confidence with the federal government to maintain order, have asked us to step in should a civil war break out. Violent demonstrations in Quebec, very cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of mods. I mean, yeah, the Iron Curtain mod's pretty good. I would like to play that more. Equestria War, I wouldn't mind playing. The New Order is also a good mod that we should play again. So there's a lot of things going on. Even, I forgot what that one mod is called where World War I didn't happen. But that was also a good mod. We should try that one again. Okay, British exiles fight with King Edward. The British exiles have amassed a great deal of influence in the Dominion of Canada, so much so in fact that they become accustomed to having their way. King Edward recently questioned the decision of the Prime Minister Henry Page Croft, head of the Privy Council. The result was an unexpected feud between the exiles and their monarch. One now the Canadian press has become aware of. The resulting war of words is short, but enough that both parties are damaged in the eyes of the Canadian public. The Deluge mod? I don't think it was called Deluge. It has been a while. If you're talking about Ep.2 la Deluge, I think that's what it's called. I think that mod was also okay. But I don't think it ever got updated, so it might not even work anymore. Okay, Norwegian state visit. Welcome. Norway, what are you guys up to? You're social democratic, but I don't believe that means you're going to go syndicalist. I think actually the market liberals are the syndicalist path for Norway. Sweden's looking pretty good. Of course, Belgium did join the Internationale. That might weaken Germany's position a pretty decent amount. But hopefully it'll all be okay. I think we were like a few days away from the Civil War breaking out. Lucia declared war. Yeah, social resistance is pretty bad. Okay. America in chaos. Chaos is overtaking our neighbors to the south. I know it seems that we spared the possibility of American cynics uprising. Even so, the violence is extreme, and several governors of the American states from the northeast in New England have asked for us to intervene and restore order. We'll move our way immediately into New England. Capture New England for ourselves. After that, we'll go for fuel per oil. Asia imperialism. Yes, that's what the model is called. Now we will set up original England in New England. Original government. Welcome, welcome. And of course, we want to... Actually, we can intervene very, very quickly, because usually what stops Canada from intervening right away is socialist resistance and the crippling strikes modifier. But that modifier won't affect us because there is no CSA. Okay, King Haakon in Canada, great success. We'd love to see it. Invite New England to the IEDC. Again, the Canadian roster. We won't worry about you right now. So how many men do you guys have? Right now we're looking at 9 to 27 against 21 to 56.